In Betty's school, they are talking about the atomic bomb, too. Betty is asking her teacher, how can we tell when the atomic bomb may explode? And her teacher is explaining that there are two kinds of attack, with warning and without any warning. We think that most of the time we will be warned before the bomb explodes, so there will be time for us to get into our homes, schools, or some other safe place. Our civil defense workers and our men in uniform will do everything they can to warn us before enemy planes can bring a bomb near us. You may be in your schoolyard playing when the signal comes. That signal means to stop whatever you are doing and get to the nearest safe place fast. Always remember, the flash of an atomic bomb can come at any time, no matter where you may be. You might be out playing at home when the warning comes. Then be sure to get into the house fast, where your parents have fixed a safe place for you to go. If you are not close to home when you hear the warning, go to the nearest safe cover. Know where you are to go, or ask an older person to help you. You know the places marked with the S sign? They're safe places to go when you hear the alarm. If there is a warning, you will hear it before the bomb explodes. But sometimes, and this is very, very important, sometimes the bomb might explode without any warning. Then the first thing we would know about it would be the flash. And that means duck and cover fast, wherever you are. There's no time to look around or wait. Be like Bert. When there is a flash, duck and cover, and do it fast. Here are some older boys showing what to do if the flash comes when you are not in the classroom. This is what to do if you should be in a corridor. You duck and cover tight against the wall this way. Remember to keep your face and the back of your neck covered tightly. Try to fall away from windows or doors with glass in them. Then, if the glass breaks and flies through the air, it won't cut you. You might be eating your lunch when the flash comes. Duck and cover under the table. Then, if the explosion makes anything in the room fall down, it can't fall on you. Getting ready means we will all have to be able to take care of ourselves. The bomb might explode when there are no grown-ups near. Paul and Patty know this, and they're always ready to take care of themselves. Here they are on their way to school on a beautiful spring day. But no matter where they go or what they do, they always try to remember what to do if the atom bomb explodes right then. It's a bomb. Duck and cover. Paul and Patty know what to do. Paul covered the back of his head so that he wouldn't be burned, and Patty covered herself with the coat she was carrying. They knew how to duck and cover. They acted right away when the flash came. If they had been at this doorway when the bomb flashed, Paul and Patty would have ducked and covered this way, like this girl. Heavy doorways are a good place to duck and cover. She will be safer, too. Here's Tony going to his Cub Scout meeting. Tony knows the bomb can explode any time of the year, day or night. He is ready for it. Duck and cover. Attaboy, Tony. That flash means act fast. Tony knows that it helps to get to any kind of cover. This wall was close by, so that's where he ducked and covered. Tony knew what to do. Notice how he keeps from moving or from getting up and running? He stays down until he is sure the danger is over. The man helping Tony is a civil defense worker. His job is to help protect us when there is danger of the atomic bomb. We must obey the civil defense worker. We must know how to duck and cover in the school bus or in any other bus or streetcar. Duck and cover. Don't wait. Duck away from the windows fast. The glass may break and fly through the air and cut you. Sundays, holidays, vacation time, we must be ready every day, all the time, to do the right thing if the atomic bomb explodes. Duck and cover. This family knows what to do, just as your own family should. They know that even a thin cloth helps protect them. Even a newspaper can save you from a bad burn. But the most important thing of all is to duck and cover yourself, especially where your clothes do not cover you. No matter where we live, in the city or the country, we must be ready all the time for the atomic bomb. Duck and cover. That's the first thing to do, duck and cover. The next important thing to do after that is to stay covered until the danger is over. Yes, we must all get ready now so we know how to save ourselves if the atomic bomb ever explodes near us. If you do not know just what to do, ask your teacher when this film is over. Discuss what you could do in different places if a bomb explodes. Older people will help us as they always do, but there might not be any grown-ups around when the bomb explodes. Then, you're on your own.
America forges an ever tighter ring of air defense. With radar scanners probing the skies 24 hours a day, anti-aircraft men scramble to man the batteries of guided missiles that guard all important cities, in this case, Chicago. Nike, America's most powerful aircraft destroyer, is ready for action in a matter of minutes. Nike, whose true performance is a carefully guarded secret, tracks down its target at supersonic speeds, hurling its half-ton warhead squarely into any enemy bomber. Ready for their lethal mission. But Nike needs warning for its work, and 100 miles off the East Coast, far out on the defense perimeter, rises a radar tower from the ocean floor, known as Texas Towers, because of their similarity to ocean oil drilling rigs. Defense Department pictures show for the first time the platform 60 feet above the surface of the ocean, which will house the most advanced type of radar detectors and their crews of 30. The piling goes down 100 feet and is anchored in the bedrock of the ocean floor and is capable of withstanding any foreseeable Atlantic storm. Supply ships will keep this sea frontier manned and ready to spot anything that flies. More violence in South Korea. Again, United States troops stand off allies to protect communists, the Czech and Polish members of the Neutral Nation Supervisory Commission. Although the United States agrees with the Korean charge that Red members of the Truce Commission are little more than spies, and that the Commission has ignored a military buildup north of the 38th parallel, American troops stand firm in support of the pledge of safety granted the Armistice Commission. In this grim and forbidding Arctic waste, a top priority defense project is being rushed to completion. Known as Operation Dew Line, due for distant early warning, it is the construction of a string of radar bases. Building in these frigid latitudes becomes a test of men and machines. Almost every type of terrain is encountered, from ice hundreds of feet thick to Arctic tundra. The thickness of the ice must be tested for landing strips, and radio towers must withstand howling Arctic gales. On a tour of inspection of top-secret bases, U.S. Secretary of Defense Wilson is joined by Defense Minister Campney and Defense Production Minister C.D. Howe of Canada and other members of the Joint Commission. The vast undertaking will cost $500 million and take 2 years to complete. These watchdogs, stretching 3,000 miles across the Arctic, are the price North America must pay for security. They will sound the first alarm should an air attack come. First films of the Snark, intercontinental guided missile that already has been flown as far as 2,000 miles. With rocket boosters blasting, the Northrop Snark heads out over the ocean. Once it reaches top speed, the awesome missile drops the rocket boosters, cruises along on its jet engine. When the boosters hit, duck. The pilotless missile uses an automatic airborne guidance system to find its destination, regardless of weather or time of day. A piloted jet rides herd during the long-range test flights. Tomorrow's missile will leave the plane far behind and far below.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 8, 9,
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
These are the stakes. To make a world in which all of God's children can live, or to go into the dark, we must either love each other or we must die.
Back in 1946, when we had the threat coming from the Russians, and the government said we have got to take a defensive posture, and radar sites seemed to be the name of the game at the time. So across the country, around the edge of the country, across the northern hemisphere, into Canada and Alaska, Greenland, Iceland, Newfoundland, and Labrador, Morocco, Spain, Germany, they built 250 air control and warning ECNW radar sites.
When was this constructed?
This was purchased in 1950, and it started, they fired up the radar site in July of 1951.
Mm-hmm.
And there were 230 guys here at the time.
What was the function or purpose? What did it do?
It would reach out into the sky and detect friend or foe airplanes. And the foe, of course, was of the Russian bombers.
Mm-hmm.
If the blip on the screen showed up as a foe, the information was sent into Duluth sector, and they would scramble Delta Darts, F-106s, or F-89 airplanes to go check it out to see what that airplane was.
And was this eventually connected in with our NORAD system?
It was Air Defense Command.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, all the information did go into Cheyenne, where was it? A mountain in Colorado Springs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they did with that information, but they could see the whole picture worldwide.
And the information that would go to Duluth would then be analyzed, and you could tell the direction and altitude and so forth for airplanes coming in?
We could do that here too, but it was fed into Duluth at the start. That was Sector Command, and they were the ones that would scramble the airplanes if it was necessary.
And I understand you were here on the base.
I was here from September of 1958 to April 1961. And I saw a lot of changes during that time. It went from big manning to down to maybe 130 guys because of improvements in the system. Longer range, we could reach out. Height finders would go higher. We just automated the system much better.
And how long was this facility used as an Air Force station before it was retired?
It was here 25 years.
And what was the reason they retired the base?
It was an obsolete system. All the radar sites, all 250 of them, become obsolete because of the advent of missiles. Was our weapon system. And we could detect if bombers or if they're going to launch a missile different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't need ACNW anymore.
So the strategy changed from the probable method of attack, if there was a Soviet attack, was an airplane flying into the country, to an ICBM, which was a one-way missile, and that was
That's
moving
correct.
it.
That's when we had the BMUs, ballistic missile early warning systems,
Mm-hmm.
across northern Canada and part of Alaska, and they would do the detecting.
Mm-hmm.
Long-range radar.
Do you know the date or year that this base closed? That was long after you left.
It was July of 1975.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, Pat, you're current director for this facility. Do you know when it was bought or purchased?
It was purchased in 1979. Originally, it was purchased on auction, I believe, in late 1976, on a government auction, and it was purchased by one of our church members at the time, a gentleman named Roger Kruger. and he was a visionary and operated this site with a number of different things over a couple of years, and was in the process of trying to do some other things with the homes that were here and the buildings that were here, and making condo associations, and looking also at a nursing facility, a retirement community type thing. Reconstructed one of the buildings, made it an apartment building so we could have tenants here. Over a period of time, used the mess hall, opened up a restaurant. Did not do very well with that, as we're kind of removed from the general population out in the country here. But in 1978, he was having some difficulty with some of the zoning things that as is common in situations, and he became tired of that and determined, well, he says, it would be nice if our church body, the Free Lutheran congregations, would have a retreat center and Bible camp. So he offered it for the sale price of what he purchased it for. Went before our annual conference in 1979, was accepted and purchased from him, and the first retreat done in 1979.
Well, there's been a lot of remodeling. We had a short tour where we went through some of the buildings, and a lot of things have been added on and improved and so forth. So the Association Retreat Center, can you explain what it does during the year? What activities?
We host, primarily we host retreats, which are other church groups and or other nonprofit groups or business events to use our facilities. We have some wonderful facilities that have been refurbished, remodeled, as you mentioned, for meeting spaces, and we have built a gym for recreation. We host approximately 200 of these outside groups, other groups during the year. About 80% of them are church groups, about 10% are school groups, 5 to 6% are crafting type groups, scrapbookers and beaters and sewers, and then we do family reunions, and then a couple of real specialty groups, like we have a couple marching bands that come out in the summer and like to use our facility because they have nice flat ground up here.
Well, it's been great that the facility, which was originally built by the Air Force, hasn't been allowed to deteriorate, which has happened with some of these other bases, and is actually used now. How many people do you think use this ARC?
We have, out of those groups that I mentioned, about 12,000 a year that come and use our facility. When there are seasons that are not real good for retreating, typically around the Christian holiday season, Easter, and especially Thanksgiving to Christmas, the New Year. It's at those times that we like to do community events, where typically we'll draw another couple thousand from our local community for different productions that we use our gymnasium. We transfer it into a theater and or different community dinners or fairs of sorts.
Could an individual family or a small group call up and make reservations to use the facilities here?
We say we're open to groups in size from 1 to 614, which is the number of beds that we have.
And what do you see as the future for this property?
The future for this property, we're looking to continue to remodel, refurbish a lot of these buildings. A plan is in place, a strategic plan to acquire the resources to do that, either financially or labor-wise. Being a church organization, quite often we rely on volunteer help. We're thankful for all in the last 15 years, approximately 220,000 square feet of buildings have been built or remodeled. Of course, there's a lot of buildings here, and there's some of these buildings are still in their original state with the original wiring, and so we look forward to the opportunity to continuing to keep the structures as they are, but update them with current electrical and plumbing, and continue to meet building codes, keep our people safe.
Well, it looks like you've got a lot of meeting space and a lot of clean rooms, and we looked at the dining facility. It looked like you can produce a lot of good food for a lot of people at one time.
We can get a lot of food out at one time. The dining hall now seats 275. One of the things that we would like to do in the future would be to even expand that further and use incorporate some banquet type facilities so we continue to work within the community. We have a catering service business that we operate in the community as well currently, but don't have the right type of facilities for providing banquet facilities on site.
Well, one of the things we were all impressed with, and it wasn't here when Glenn was here, was the recreational facilities, and especially that lake with the slide, which was really an incredible. We got a tour to show it. I'm sure the kids like that.
We're thankful for that. That's another a blessing that we received. That we paid nothing for that, and we have the ability to put up another one. We had materials donated to build the platforms and to hold the slide up and to get people up there. And yeah, it's quite an added attraction for summer youth and adults like it as well.
Do you get people that used to be on the base that come back and want to see what it looks like now?
It's quite often people drive through, and being the stewards of this place, we always have our eyes open for different vehicles to protect the integrity of this place, and quite often we'll stop them and they'll say, oh no, my dad was on base here and dad will be in the back seat, and yeah, quite often I would say at least once a month somebody is driving through here.
So you get to hear some of the old stories
we
before.
Get to hear some of the old stories. Of course, I think you've talked to Bob Bantz up in our motor pool, who was here on site and is our resident local expert. If people want to talk stories, we send them right up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've interviewed him already.
Yes, good.
Well, thank you for giving us at least a preliminary introduction to the history, Glenn, and thank you for your update on how the property is being used today, and it looks like it's got a bright future for the future, and it looks like you'll have this maintained into the future, which is a thing a lot of the other Air Force stations are having a problem with. Yep. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Yes, I'd like to mention that there probably aren't 6 or 7 bases close to being this restored like this one is. This is probably the finest on the planet, I would say so.
And this actually protected the Twin Cities and parts of Wisconsin and Iowa.
It protected the population and the businesses around the Twin City area. Yeah.
And maybe I didn't ask this, but how large is this facility? How big is it?
We have 80 acres. 80 acres, and again, we're self-contained. The thing that makes us a wonderful and unique retreat facility out in the country is the government built things very well. So we have our own water system. We're a municipal supply, which is probably the smallest municipal supply in the state of Wisconsin, if not the country. We have 1 commercial customer and 28 residential homes that we service, but we're under the full, just like any major metropolitan area, we have the same standards as far as testing our water and our wastewater, and it's wonderful.
I'd like to mention that from 1962 to 1973, this base had 4 domes, which is unique. In 1973, they took down the 1 dome because it wasn't practical, so they took it down.
So they were constantly updating the technology
Correct.
to protect the country.
Yes. Yeah, this was elevated right here, where the guys would use the chalk on the big plastic thing.
Oh, yeah.
To take care of the airplanes.
Yeah.
And then over in here where the radar, nice set of the scopes.
Crazy. And that room there was height maintenance.
Height finder maintenance? Yeah, I never got in there.
Height finder, meaning the altitude of an
Well,
airplane?
it was written on the door. I never knew what it was.
Height finder.
It was a service for the radar that judged the height of airplanes coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you needed direction, altitude, speed,
Yeah.
whether it's friend or foe?
See, those domes are held up by air. It blows them up.
Oh,
There's always equipment there to keep them blowing up. And all the time I was here, they were constantly changing the radar system. So there was a lot of RCA and bureaus and different guys, plus the airmen, always update all this equipment. This is one of the first, as you know, one of the first radar sites built.
Really?
Yeah.
in the 50s, like
Radar
51?
was really in its infancy then.
Yes, yes it was.
Oh, there was a lot of, like you say, modifications, changes, and
This was built,
improvements.
the land was bought in 50, they started building in 50, it took them, it opened up in what, July or something like that, of 51?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
June, I think.
and the guys would come in, well, the train in Osceola, in the middle of the winter, and freeze their butts off, you know, it was cold.
So this is the building within a building, right where we're standing?
Yeah.
And it was covered with sand, I guess, to
Pour
keep,
sand on top of
that was to
the outside building.
prevent fallout from irradiating
Yeah.
the people. And you use it as a tornado shelter, or it has been used for?
Well, yeah, we come in here
Yeah.
for, have a couple hundred people.
The couple of exciting things that happened here is when we brought the girls in, that's number one. The second is when the guys would call for they knew the airplanes would be flying out of Duluth or Minneapolis, the F-89s, and they call for a bubble check. And they come in just real low and faster than hell, fly over the base. That was exciting, on the F-89s.
And the bubble was what, the radar dome?
Yeah.
Oh, a radar.
3 of them at the time. And then in 1962, they had 4 domes, and I've got a picture of it. And then the one, the FES-6 did not work, so they tore it down in the following year. 73, they took it down.
And you said this is basically a soundproof building if you're on the inside?
It's thunder outside and you never hear it.
Yeah, it doesn't come through.
When I got out of the service, it was difficult to find a job. And I took a job painting these radar towers. The bubble, I painted the bubble. I was on top of this bubble here. And I painted 4 countries and 22 states in 9 months.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the material was what, cloth or?
Rubber.
Rubber.
Yeah.
But it wasn't solid, it was or was it solid, you could walk on it?
Not that thick.
Yeah.
How did you paint them?
There's always a rope hanging from them. So you pull the rope, then you have to go like this, but you hook a ladder on your butt and get up there on top and cinch in. Then you hang from a cloth chair, a bucket of paint, the roller, and you just go around it. Didn't take too many breaks, a lot of guts.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't even know how much they paid me, because I never saw my check. It always went home in my bank.
Really?
Because they paid us $2 a day, $6 a day to live on base. And you have an equivalent GS 11 rating, so you could live in BOQ. Yeah, we lived on $6, $7 a day.
This room had all the air conditioning units in both sides of the doorway here, and the fans, blowers were up above. And they had 440 electricity and
Oh, that's pretty heavy duty. Now, the room you were in is now the gentleman's bathroom, is that right?
I think so.
Did I understand that right?
That's it, yeah.
So it's been reused and replumbed.
Yeah.
there's still some of the
I was never back here.
electrical.
Oh,
equipment
wow.
in here.
440. Yeah, that's heavy duty. Do you think the 440 was put in for all the radar scopes? Or?
I'm not sure. Well, yeah, they use it for the air conditioning pump.
Well, maybe also to turn the antennas.
Now, what did the radar look like inside the dome?
It was a big dish. Then it went around, swooped. Then we had a big one here.
Oh, okay. That's a concrete base. Is that the same with the one straight ahead of us?
No,
or?
that was the biggest. And we got a picture of that in the book. That's one that lasted till 73.
And was the purpose of the rubber just to keep it out of the weather?
That's it, yeah. Yeah.
Was this a radar where it'd kill birds if the birds got too close to it? Or?
No. Not that I know of.
Well, this almost looks like the same kind of construction technique as water towers with the wall.
We've toyed with using it for a water tower.
And then this thing that comes off the right side, what is that?
A ski area?
Is that a ski slope or something?
Yeah, we built that.
So the local kids come out here in the winter or something?
We have families that come on.
Yeah. Oh, this is the inside.
Storage
Okay.
right now. But you can go upstairs.
Wow. A lot of space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's where you want to go.
Use it for storage. You'll have to tour yourself up there.
Okay.
So did you go up these stairs when this was in operation, or was this kind of off limits to?
No, you had the maintenance guys come in there regularly.
Yeah. What a great space. It's
They had equipment in here to keep the dome up. They pumped air up in there all the time.
mm-hmm.
Somehow the guys get upstairs to work. Just a little slide.
Oh, yeah, that's for the kids.
Yeah, I don't know how. I was never in here
Yeah, this was a.
when they were
Oh.
operational.
Well, it's getting a little bit of rust here on the floor.
I don't know how they got up there. But they had to go up there with all their equipment. I don't know how they did it.
Yeah, and then there must have been a machine that was turning the radar dome.
Yeah. That was the biggest dome. That was put in 1962.
Mm-hmm.
They took it out in 73 because it didn't work.
We took it down the first years we were here.
You took this part down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, there should have been two more places, pedestals, but there isn't.
There's one is right there by that shed, and there's another one over here where that trailer is sitting.
Okay.
And the dome would have been bigger or same size?
Bigger. That was the biggest.
And what was it that was wrong with it?
It never got to work electronically.
Oh. So we have a kind of a ruins of the Cold War here that didn't.
You know, there's not too many of these left around the country.
Probably not.
Probably about a handful, and I have the list of them.
There's one up by between Bismarck and Minot on Highway 83.
Are there any of them that are kind of restored or haven't, or are they all kind of coming apart?
They're all in worse shape than this. We're blessed with this one right here because you guys still use it.
This is a raceway. It was about this high above ground, and we filled in and then put these cement blocks over the top so we could mow it without
Raceway, meaning water or
That's where they had their
running,
power
or?
cables.
Oh.
From the power plant
Yes.
to the...
Yes. Does somebody live right here?
No, that's, we use that for retreats, and there's a
Okay.
meeting area in there.
Okay.
And these are water tanks here. Is that right? Yeah, that is really an interesting piece of work.
Yeah, I got the picture in the car. I got to put it in your copy machine.
It's like Cold War Stonehenge or something, you know. It certainly looks solid.
Nobody lives in here either?
Yeah, there's a couple of
Okay. And I have a picture of this from the air when it was really going strong. So it's a 4 dome.
We cooked up almost 100 pounds of potatoes.
Lutefisk.
Lutefisk.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
handle less, but not the lutefisk.
Oh,
Neat
we had
Swedish meatballs?
and
There
all
you
the
go.
trimmings and torsk and
There you go. Well,
We'll
we
have-
can stay overnight someplace
We'll have
here.
to come back.
you will, really.
Stay the rest of the week, that's fine.
Yeah.
We can give you a room here.
Yeah.
Oh, great, thank you.
Good day to come out for a tour.
Yeah, we got good sunlight today.
They've expanded the dining hall.
Was it served like a chow line, or how did they do it?
Oh, it's excellent food, 3 times a day.
This is Manna Inn.
Manna Inn, that's the name? No?
Yep.
Yeah, it was excellent food. GI cook.
Oh yeah, this is a big kitchen.
I've did KP here many times.
Did you peel potatoes or
I
any of
wash
that?
dishes. Hey, we got the federal food inspector. This hasn't changed.
There are Air Force guys that used to be stationed here. Okay.
I did KP in this room many times.
Yes.
Most of the time right there.
Okay. Good. There's some over there if you want to go over there.
Oh, yeah, this has not changed.
You can see
have
what
to
you
get
remember.
A potato peeler. We used to do it by hand.
Well, we still do
Oh,
that.
you do? Okay.
I didn't buy potato pearls though. I don't feel one. This one you didn't have, a spaghetti cooker.
I've never seen that.
Oh, that's new. That came from Osceola school system. Originally.
Now, was KP one of your lesser fond memories of the
Nobody
place,
likes
or?
KP because of a 12-hour day.
Oh, geez. Washing dishes for 12 hours? Oh, yeah, this seats a lot of people.
This hasn't changed here at all. I don't remember this ever changing.
That's right on mash.
Well, it looks like it's ready for a lot of people to eat here.
Used to be a separate room down there for the officers.
Yeah, there used to be a
wall right there.
You can see where it used to be.
And you built on that way.
That part
that
we
used-
put on.
It used to go all the way across.
Yeah. And we put a furnace room.
And we had 4-place tables only at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But it really hasn't changed, you say, much from
Not here.
when
In
you
this
were
room
here.
here, no.
Okay. Nothing?
Oh,
yeah.
But everything else has changed. My order room.
Yeah, they're. But when we were in here, the rooms were bigger. They've made the rooms smaller.
Right. Yep.
Was it like a common shower?
Yes, right here. Yep.
Oh, yeah. That's the same as it was?
Pretty much.
Looks the same.
Yeah. it-
And they probably have a women's place here now too.
Yeah. That one there.
Yeah.
Oh, and you had a commons area then? or-
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty much the way it was.
Yep.
Bob, did you visit the place when it was operating as a base too?
No, I wish I could have.
Yeah.
It's been fun to come, see what it looked like
Yeah.
when it was in operation.
I have a lot of pictures. I got a couple albums full of pictures of the guys and different things.
We'll have to show you the next one. That's a little different.
So this isn't Fox, this one.
No, this is a dog. This is two-story.
Well, I imagine in the winter it got kind of cold in there unless they had a good heating system.
Toasty, very nice.
The central heating here?
Well, you had, along here you had pipes, steam pipes with
Oh.
buildings. Now they have electricity. Boy, have they ever changed this?
Oh, so it's been renovated with bathroom and everything.
It sure has.
Yes.
We filled in the crawl space and insulated it. That's why the walls are so thick.
Very nice.
So this
Does it
was,
cost more for the guys to stay here as opposed to this one over here?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So if I come up here and want to stay for a weekend, just as myself, I could rent this room?
Sure.
Is this the one that's $39 a night?
You know, I don't know what the prices are anymore. I
Okay.
just don't keep track.
I could come up here and hit the bars.
But you can check with Mary. She don't know what. Now, there are two dorms like this.
Yeah.
The one straight across from us.
I didn't know that. That used to be the post office and the, I don't know who else was in there.
and now this building is new. That was put up with the ARC.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's the gymnasium.
Is it ever
Oh,
nice?
okay.
Ever nice in there. They
Yeah.
got a soft, cushiony floor. And you can still bounce the basketball.
Sport court floor.
Yeah. Very nice.
Well, you're pretty comfortable then if you're up here on a retreat. You can
Oh,
do all
yeah,
kinds of things. Yeah.
It depends on who it pertains to. This was
The hobby room.
the hobby room where all the sports equipment you could check out. Boats,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
You said boats?
Yeah, you can get a canoe.
Oh,
Around here?
Boats?
is the river
Have
close?
you seen our lake?
No, sir, I have not.
I gotta show you that.
And then there's a building I never was into. That was back here, the radio room. I was never in that building.
Oh, yeah, communications building.
Yeah.
It's full of telephone equipment.
No, this was something different. Where they could talk to airplanes, radio, electronics.
Well, the commissary was down there.
Well, we had ours right here.
We did?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even know that building existed when I was here.
So this building what was this again?
This was
The hobby.
kind of like the hobby shop.
So the recreation was like baseball and canoes and anything
Ball
else?
gloves, anything you wanted was in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a meeting room there. The nurse's quarters here.
Oh, this is pleasant.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah. Boy, the amount of space in here, in this.
This has been
Base.
added on. Our hobby shop is not that big.
Yeah.
You can't have a Bible camp without a lake.
Oh, does that go with the territory?
Yeah, I'd like to see where it is.
How close is this to the river?
I think about 4 miles.
And then, can you get access to the river? Is it cliffs or? I've been in Osceola.
I don't think along here. We go to Osceola.
Yeah.
That was the telephone building right there.
There's one window in that building.
Truck full of dial telephone equipment.
Yeah, that was bad.
Was this your barracks then, or what is this building?
That room right there in the corner. The private room.
That was my office when we were directors.
They paid me $55 a month to be the club steward, in addition to my regular duties.
That was real money, Glenn.
It was a lot of money then.
It's all $1,000. That was real money.
Plus I had a job downtown at Nebraska's gas station.
That's probably worth like $500 in today's dollars.
This was the dentist area.
Yeah, at the end of the hallway and to the left.
Oh, huh.
Now this room here was real huge before. This wall was in here. This was a big room. And the bar was right here on the corner.
Yep.
This was all bar.
Yep.
In fact, the bar come out to about right here.
Yeah, probably did.
I was the bartender.
Wait.
You still remember how to mix any drinks, or?
Some of them. And I had to get coffee every morning for the officers. So I get off work at midnight or 7 o'clock in the morning, and they had to have their coffee here for their break. This is the TV room and lounge.
Now, what was a popular drink? Were they drinking beer or wine or mixed drinks?
Mostly Cokes.
Cokes.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
But we had everything.
Yeah.
I think we had everything.
Well, they probably had to go on duty or.
This was the place where they had the washing machine, and that was the laundry room.
So my wife and I lived in this end of the building for 16 years.
Wow. Really? Before they remodeled it? Or like this?
Well, it's pretty much like it was then.
Really?
Is your room, can we see your room?
My room? Yeah. Down here.
Is that open or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Or is there somebody there?
This. How do I?
You were over here.
Okay. Yeah. This is different here.
See, there's a bathroom for every 2 rooms.
I don't know how you get to it.
They've renovated since you lived here.
It's all different. I lived right here.
The hallway used to go straight through here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been.
I had a big bed right here. And I entertained my girlfriends here.
Yeah, there used to be a wall here.
Yep.
What did you do with your clothes?
I had a closet.
Where?
I don't remember.
Was it like attached to the wall or?
This was my bathroom. Here's a closet.
Okay.
My bathroom was over here somewhere.
Yep, right here.
Yep. Yep, they reorganized it. Yes.
Just like it was, except for the window. You had a big window. Now we have just the sliding ones.
I was thinking that my shower was over here.
No, showers are on the corner.
Okay.
Is that the original tile or?
Yep. Yeah.
When you were here?
I don't remember. I remember I had tile. I don't know if that's original or not.
Has not been changed.
Yep. But people could stay here for $1 a night.
Oh, really?
Yep. So they, you could have 2 guys to a room for $2 or.
Well, it's really been good that this was taken over because you preserved all of the buildings.
There's a bathroom there with a tub in it. The only tub in the base.
You were the only folks in this whole building for 16 years? Wow.
It was nice when the grandkids came, because they had a lot of fun. And there were plenty of bathrooms.
Oh, I bet they would.
Then where was your living room? To your left?
Just these 2 rooms here.
Yeah.
And there's a fireplace type wood burner in there.
I got a picture of my car on that slab right there. I was washing it.
We can go out this way and I'll show you the lake.
Now that lake may have been here when I was here. It wasn't?
No, no.
So they made a lake?
We built the lake.
Built the lake too? That's pretty
built
cool.
the lake with a borrowed front end hole.
Oh, yeah?
Were you in on this project when it was?
Yeah, it sure was. My son told me just lately that he thought it really gone off the deep end when I told him we're going to build the lake.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. That's it, huh?
I think this was the radio room. You could talk to the airplanes.
Now that's a different slide than the one we saw before, right?
Yeah, the other slide was on the radome tower.
Oh, they built a lake. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met a person who built a lake.
Well, I hope that whoever comes up here has this kind of weather.
level has gone down. That's her skimmer, that little box there.
Oh, okay.
So the water goes in there,
Uh-huh.
goes through that pump in the pump house, and goes back up to the fountain, and there's a waterfall up on the other side of the water slide.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah?
Let the kids have fun swimming here.
It's,
So
it's 9 feet deep.
Did you line this then, or is this,
Right below where you're standing.
this isn't lined with anything then? You just dug it out and left them?
We dug it out, and the good Lord supplied us, so it was all clay.
Natural
Don't
clay.
need a liner.
And you supply, you pump water in here?
Yeah.
What a nice place to swim.
Where does the water, did you have a well or something? And
We have 2 400-foot wells with submersible pumps.
So it goes 9 feet in the deeper area over here?
They can
No,
dive,
right off here.
you can dive right off of here. Nice.
That's
Yeah.
9 feet deep?
Yep.
Geez, it seems pretty shallow.
it's very clear. You can see the bottom.
In the water is pretty deceptive. Well, it's not 9 feet now. It's probably it's about 18 inches low.
It looks inviting.
But you can see the watermark on that box there where it goes in.
Well, it's so clear. And then you have is that a water slide or?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I bet the kids love this.
Fun, recreation area.
When we built the lake, I never envisioned ever having a water slide in the end of it.
Have you gone down that water slide ever?
Oh, yeah.
Does the Free Lutheran Church have any more camps like this?
No.
Only one?
They do have some camps, but not anything this elaborate.
So what'd you do with all the dirt that you took out?
Well, we built that tubing slide up to the tower, and we put some of it on the other end. We covered a sewer line.
Yeah, it looks like a hill over there.
This was all covered with woods, and there was a hill in the middle about where that fountain is.
Is all the work done here free labor?
I wanna walk
Volunteers?
down there.
We have a lot of
I wanna walk
volunteers.
down there.
Yeah.
And we can walk down that way if you want to see the water slide.
Yeah, I want to see that. Oh, look at that. Wow, that's some solid slide. They pump water through that slide then, or what?
Yeah, that little pump house on the left side of the hill.
Yeah, that'd be a fun slide.
Where do you get the components to build something like that? Is that something you can buy on a catalog, or where would you find that
It was
thing?
donated to us.
Oh, really? By who?
Another Bible camp.
Oh, huh.
These are the slides they had down by Somerset.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we knew about they were going to be given away, but somehow or other it went through the cracks.
I'll bet that was at the river's edge, wasn't it?
No,
Oh.
no, that's a different deal.
Oh.
It was along the Highway 64 before they built the freeway,
Okay.
and they ended up with it and evidently decided not to use it for anything. And we've got a yellow one and a blue one and a red one, and I think we've got about 4 loads of parts yet still at the camp. And it's been sold to a developer, so I don't know if we get the rest of it or not. No.
Now, does it take a big crew to put that thing together, or do you use heavy equipment, or?
Gene and I built this 2 years ago.
2 people put that together, huh? Yeah, this doesn't look Air Force related to me.
Not anymore.
I don't think the Air Force would have put it in
many
anything this
regulations
elaborate.
Well, God has smiled on us since day one of this camp.
Yeah, I think it
No
was.
doubt about that's what he wanted us to do.
Yeah.
Obstacle course. That's a waterfall next to that white wall there.
Oh.
Comes out.
Okay.
There's a 4-inch, you can see the 4-inch pipe on top. So it comes out of there pretty good hickory.
So what kind of pump? It's a 4-inch pump that operates all of this?
Yeah.
And you designed and put it in yourself?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that part I did myself.
Well, I'm impressed. I think
Then
this would
we
be a
have
lot of fun for
band camp
kids.
that
Oh, yeah.
uses that field on the north side of this hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that lookout tower is.
Okay.
But how many acres do you have?
It's 80 acres except for that row of houses on this side of
Okay.
30th.
So you got 80 acres
80.
Yeah,
to play with, okay.
it's 80 rods from that fence to the east
Okay,
and 40 wide.
80 by 40, okay.
Is that about the same size it was as the Air Force Station? Or?
It might be,
Yeah.
yeah, I would think so.
It's the same size.
Yeah.
They haven't changed the
Yeah.
borders.
How many years you been associated with this facility?
79 we came here,
89, 99,
so
2000?
33 years.
Fantastic. So you know more about this place than anybody?
Well, probably at least since 79, yeah.
So those fuel tanks, was that for heating or gasoline
Well, the three big ones were for that power plant. They had diesel.
Uh-huh.
They had Detroit diesel in. I think there was 4 or 5 in there. One of the fellows from the power company used to come down when they had trouble, and he said that's the noisiest thing I ever was near. He said, but they were all gone. They'd shipped them off. Air Force had shipped them off to some other facility.
If I remember right, the only time they ever run the diesels is when we had a power outage.
Yeah, yeah. But you had to have power when.
And they were noisy.
Oh yeah.
In storms, it would power would go out.
And you were here when the base was operating as a radar station.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
we got here in November of 1956.
Mm-hmm.
I worked right in here.
And you were doing like mechanical work on the...
Yeah, my AFSC was mechanics.
Yeah.
You were motor pool?
Yeah.
What kind of equipment did they have here? Trucks or...
We had 2 6x, and then everything else. We had 2 51 Ford pickups and a 51 Ford stake platform truck.
Mm-hmm.
And then the staff car was a 55 Ford station wagon.
Yeah.
Then, you know, the old cracker box ambulance. And then we had, no, we didn't have a Dodge weapon
Did you have a bus?
Pardon?
Did you have a bus?
Yeah. Yeah, we had, I can't tell you the year of it.
So how many people were here back in the 50s?
Oh, when I was stationed here, I think there was just a tad over 300.
Okay. And then I assume you lived on base, or?
I did, yeah.
By then they had all the barracks and everything?
Yeah, the one just the other side of the kitchen there was Fox Barracks.
Yeah. Oh, wasn't that what you were in?
No, I was in Charlie.
Charlie. Well, we went
you
through
were
Fox.
stationed here too?
Oh, sure. 58 through 61.
Oh, okay.
How many years were you here then?
2.
2.
Yeah, I got here in 56 in November and left in November of 58.
So what do you remember in terms of how this place looked back then, compared to how we've been walking through, you know, and there's been a lot of changes because
like the barracks, Fox Barracks and them, that's the way they were.
Yeah.
And then some of the other ones up there, they remodeled them and put walks around them.
Yeah.
And then that gym they built after I was here, and then they moved in some different houses. No, Good News Lodge, that was a BOQ.
And what does that stand for?
Bachelor Officers Quarters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, there was
This was a nice base.
There's a lot of buildings, you know,
Yeah.
and, you know, with the recreational facilities, and of course, it being so cold, I imagine, you know, you had to have good heat and everything.
Yeah, they
living
had
up here.
steam heat here. There was an 80-foot smokestack out of that building over there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we dropped that down here a couple of years ago. It was getting pretty loose on top.
Yeah, danger to the people.
Well, when that thing come down, it sounded like a case of dynamite going off.
Yeah.
Scattered all over the parking lot.
Well, then you went on to do other things, and then you've come back. Are you
Yeah,
now
I left
working?
here. I went to Misawa Air Base, Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had that, the kind of a Chinese scare.
Mm-hmm.
And we all got extended for a year. Well, I just got there and it was already 2 years. Oh, bummer, I didn't really like it. in Japan, so they were asking for volunteers. They were going to build up the forces in Korea again.
Yeah.
So I went down and talked to them. I said, well, how long is that? I said, 18 months, but your time here counts. Well, I'd only been here a couple of months. So I volunteered, and I went to Korea. I heard my name on the squawk box. I'd been there maybe 3 or 4 weeks, just laying around, not doing nothing. Told me to report to the order room. I went down there. Bantz, he said, I see you're from Iowa, huh? I said, yeah. He said, what part? I said, Vinton. It's 35 miles away from Cedar Rapids. He said, oh, he says, I'm from Cedar Rapids. He says, you ever hunt pheasants? Oh, no, what's this leading? I said, yeah.
That wasn't
Yeah,
it.
he says, that Benton County is my home county in Iowa.
Yeah.
He said, that was one of the best pheasant hunting we hunted since we were kids. He says, well, get your gear and get over to the terminal. He says, you're going to Chejudo Island. I went, island? Where's that? I didn't even know there was an island off the southern tip of South Korea. I said, what am I going to do down there? He said, oh, you're going to be surprised when you get there. That's all he said. Got down there, planes circled around. No asphalt runway, no nothing. Looks like the waves are just lapping the bottom. We had a C-19 and 119. Boy, that old plane came in over the water and dropped her down. I mean, he got on the grass and then reversed the prop. The old grass was blowing ahead of it. And when I was in Japan, I was stationed with this great big guy from, I think, Kakona, Wisconsin. The door opened. I looked at it. Well, that looks like Tiny. Leslie Hammond was his name. He looked up, Bantz, is that you? Then I knew it. I got down, I said, where the heck am I? And he said, right now you're in heaven. And it was. I was a hunting guide the rest of my tour.
So did they have pheasants or other birds?
Tons of them. They claim they originated on that island, but I always thought they originated in China.
Yeah. So this was a rest camp? Or
Pardon?
Was it a rest camp?
R&R.
Yeah.
Anybody, Navy, Army, civilians, anybody could, they'd fly them in on a Monday. They'd hunt Monday afternoon, Tuesday all day, and then Wednesday till noon. Then a plane would bring a new bunch in and take them out.
Yeah.
And we got all our supplies by air or, I think it was Merchant Marines. They brought them in with LSTs and stuff. No, it was.
So your battle in Korea was with the pheasants?
Pheasants.
Okay, well that's pretty peaceful.
They never shot back. That was very.
You won the battles.
Yeah, I did.
Did you guys clean and eat those pheasants?
Well, yeah, we could. We had Koreans that did the cleaning and stuff.
Jeez.
And the guys would come in, they'd have a little tag with a pheasant on it and stuff, and they would take 5 home. And we could hunt too. We'd shoot for the pot, some of the guys didn't get any, and there's a lot of them that didn't. And they could take out of the surplus. And yeah, I just loved the hunting. All the officers and stuff would request me when they come down.
Yeah.
Can't remember that Army general in charge of all armed forces over there at the time.
Clark or?
I can't remember.
Not MacArthur.
No, but he was coming in and they requested me, and boy, there was nothing military about that little compound.
Yeah.
We had our own blue uniforms, had a gold pheasant on the front and on the back. Said Chejudo Island Pheasant Roost. That was what the name of the base was.
Chejudo. How do you spell Chejudo? I've never heard of it.
CHE-JO.
Oh.
They Korean call it Cheju. We all call it Chejudo.
Did you take any pictures while you were there?
I got some, yeah.
Now you, after that, ended up back here. Is that?
So when I came home, I only had about 45 days left. So at that time, you couldn't re-up if you wasn't in a critical field. So I had to get out. Well, then I ended up being a police officer in my hometown for about 6 years. We got in a big shootout down there, just kitty corner from where we lived. My wife, I was supposed to be home at 11 o'clock that night. Well, this deal started about 10. when the gunshots and stuff, she heard them, and I didn't come home. When I did, well, then after we got him arrested, we had to go down to the sheriff's office. By the time you got everything processed, you know, it was 12:30, 1 o'clock. I got home and she wanted to know what all that shooting was, and I told her. Said, "You're all done."
She was thinking you're in the morgue or something.
Well,
were you in?
yeah, being I didn't show up.
Yeah, yeah. What town were you from originally?
Vinton, Iowa.
Okay. And then eventually you came to work with ARC, and you're doing the mechanical
I came up here in 1990.
Yeah. And did you remember it as being a nice place or something?
Oh, I don't know anybody that was stationed here and went overseas and didn't request this place back. And my brother-in-law got back here twice. He stayed in for 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
Who was your brother-in-law?
Jerry Lamb, Travis
Yes,
T. Lamb.
very handsome man.
Yeah, he was.
He died of cancer?
Agent Orange, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was
He
in
lived in
Vietnam.
Taylor's Falls?
Yeah. You knew him?
Yes.
Oh.
I didn't know he's your brother-in-law.
Yeah. We married, my wife's from up here.
Mm-hmm.
We married sisters.
Okay.
Yeah, you couldn't find a sharper GI than old TT. That was his, Travis Terrell Lamb, everybody called him TT.
Mm-hmm.
The boy, every crease in his outfit, and he was all military, that guy.
Hmm.
Did you know a fellow named George Langford?
Langford?
He was in supply.
Yeah.
He wore fatigues with the sharp crease, and he walked around like this so he wouldn't wrinkle
Yeah,
his fatigues.
he was my barracks chief in Fox Barracks.
He was.
Yeah.
He'd become our barracks chief upstairs.
Well,
eventually.
that's where I was upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you must like it if you've been here that many years of your life, and
Oh, yeah.
you've been.
No,
Do you live on the
I
property?
live over in the row of houses on this side of the road. About the middle one, there's a lighthouse out in front of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was the only housing that was here when I was here.
Yeah.
The ones across the street they built, I don't know, later. When I come back from overseas, they were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you do work on the machines here or something?
Oh,
or?
yeah.
And so you're doing more like upkeep of the.
Well, I mean, right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I charge the lawn mowing, snow plowing, all the vehicles, and
Yeah.
painting.
Yeah. When you're not restoring a Model A.
Well, I do this on the side, you know.
Well, that's quite a project. That looks like it's going to be a beautiful
Well, I
when you
hope
get
so.
done. Area.
This is the original housing area. And then this was the add-on. This was a circle.
And the original housing was that for officers or married or?
It's normally for married people.
Mm-hmm.
Enlisted and officer.
Was this part of the base?
It was. They were all alike except the sizes. Now you can see they're different today. Well, they still have the original steel siding.
Really? So that siding is from the 50s?
Yeah.
Well, it held up well.
Now that's been redone completely. So is this one over here.
Steel siding.
So if you had your family up here and you were stationed at the base, you could like
Right here.
rent it, or was it part of it?
You rent.
Well, the houses look really nice. They're well maintained. We're at Checkpoint Charlie with Glenn Shull, and then the girls were kept in the trunk. Is that
I
right?
kept my girls in the trunk when I come in.
Okay, and that's how you did it.
Club.
The secrets are revealed here.